What's up, guys? So today in the market, it looks like the bulls are playing some defense. We had the ISM numbers come out and Pal talk, and that shook up the markets pretty good. But before I go into the charts too much, if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Helps the channel grow, and ultimately I'm trying to reach more people. So if you could do me that favor, I'd appreciate it. Also, I have the Discord link in the description below. It's completely free for right now, so take advantage of this. It's not always going to be free. I'm not sure when I'm going to make it into like a paid version. It's never going to cost a whole lot of money. My concept is for this to be significantly less than anything I've paid for in the past as far as chat rooms, courses, etc. So I want this to be accessible and to help people, but ultimately my time is valuable. Like, I don't intend on just giving away all my free time. The reason I quit my job is to have plenty of free time and make more money, basically. So yeah, for right now, it's free. I want to help you guys, so check out that description below. Join the Discord, see what it's about. All my entries, exits, and thoughts are in here throughout the day on kind of what I'm seeing. I'm only one guy, so I'm posting what I'm looking at, basically. But enough of that. If you want to check that out, links in the description below. Now I'm going to go over to the charts. So ES, I'm going to start on the daily chart. You can see that we had that wick yesterday. And I was saying in the video yesterday that that's a good signal. We're coming off the 20. I played that bounce. And to me, the volume was not concerning. And that's just further validating my thoughts right now with today's action, because we came into the SPY zone again, wicked out of it. Sort of an indecision candle because it's a doji, but still holding the 20. We had an inside bar today. And right now in the futures, in the after hours, we broke out of this bullish. So my thoughts on this, and I'm a bear. Like, in this time frame, I'm definitely looking for the bear trade. I like to trade bearish, but at the same time, I have to call a spade, and the volume's not there. So we haven't even dropped 2%, even though at this point we dropped to a lower low. We didn't do a trend change to the bears because we broke to a higher high. So we could still pump to a new all-time high. It's not even 2% away. So that's not out of the cards without a trend change. So with the volume not being too concerning, that can definitely pick up this week, and I've been saying that. So tomorrow we have the jobless claims numbers coming out at 8:30. So pre-market, that's going to move the markets. And then look at all these Fed speakers. We got 6 of them. So littered. Well, one's at 7:30, but littered with the potential to move this market all over the damn place. Not my favorite week to trade, which is what I've been saying to the members, that I'm toning down my sizing. So I'm getting wins on today, but they should be a lot bigger. It's just unfortunate how this is. Paul came out today. I played, let me show you real quick. So I was on calls for the gap fill on SPY as well as calls for the gap fill on Tesla. And my stop was here. I was anticipating this to be our hourly higher low, and us to continue to push up on SPY and Tesla. And Powell said something that shook the markets, and then they took out those stops and ripped it right back up. So it's unfortunate. I didn't have as big of a day as I should have, but still a decent win on the day. A day maker, basically. I would have definitely got shook out of my positions here with that drop at 3 o'clock, but I was already away from the computer at that point. These events in the market are not my favorite times to trade because we get that kind of price action and leads to fake outs, them liquidating positions on both ends. So I don't really like trading it, but taking it day by day. And like I said, I'm toning down my sizing because of that. Otherwise, I'd be crushing this market right now. A lot of the trades that I'm looking at are panning out really well. It's just I have to tone down the sizing because at any moment someone can say something stupid and the market goes all over the damn place and ruins my trade. So, and then Friday we have non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, more Fed speakers. So this is a lovely week. It'll be nice when we can put this one behind us. So like I was saying, going forward, this could easily be the line in the sand as far as our weekly higher low now, because we were grinding up for a while. We just broke down. Maybe that's all we get. and we push up again for another couple of weeks. But like I've been saying, we are in the realm. Unfortunately, my drawings are off here. That we're in the realm for a 5 to 10% correction, time frame wise. I'm thinking within these next couple months, we're going to get something like that. You want to be fast, nimble. If you're bullish, don't overexpose yourself to swing trades. Don't take on too many trades. At any moment, this market can tank. And I'm not trying to speak fear into it, but it can. So be mindful of that. We're extended. We have not consolidated on this weekly chart in any meaningful way to give me any kind of peace of mind. Basically, that we're going to, consolidate for a little bit and then make another push up. It's been grinding straight up for a while. And I know this is coming at some point this year. So I'm trying to be mindful of that and not give any of the gains back from the earlier this year and wait for that to happen basically and day trade around it. That's my game plan. You should stick to whatever plan you have though. It might not be completely different than mine, but that's the way I'm looking at it, is I'm not overexposing myself during this time frame. So on the daily, like I said, not a lot of volume. We could easily push up to another high. Right now on the 4-hour chart, you have that big bull candle out of there. Pallet talk shook the markets a little bit. Inside bar, bull break, came up into this resistance zone I had. Almost touched it, wicked out of it, but we're bullish. We have a 4-hour trend change, so lower high, higher low, bull break, trend change, you know what I mean? So let's see how much follow through the bulls can get. The extent of this push up is going to be dictated a lot by the events that I just talked about as far as Thursday and Friday. So it's anyone's guess really at what happens, but if the bears are going to get control, they have to come out here with high volume, really high volume. You can see on this push down, we got massive volume, and we still continue to push up for an all-time high run. So this volume is not concerning. We need to see something that signifies that, like I said, sellers are committing to this move, longs are liquidating their positions, something that gives a lot more red flags. There's a few ways you can look at this right now. Obviously, we need a trend change to the bears on a daily chart. But if you look at the 2-day chart, we have not closed below this 20 period moving average this whole time. I don't really use a 2-day chart, but sometimes I will for high flying stocks. Just get me closer to the moving average and see when it would be notable for any kind of trend break. But I did notice that we have not closed or even touched the 20 period moving average here. So it's something I'm kind of keeping an eye on. And even on here, you can see we're holding the 8 exponential still. There's no other way to paint this right now. For right now, we're still bullish. Even though we broke to a lower low on this daily chart, we did not change the trend to the bears. So we could easily push up. We have to get some form of trend change on volume to signify this could be it. And like I said, down here, you can see we started closing below the 20 period moving average, and that was during weekly consolidation. We have not even started that here. This is the only other time it's happened though. So another time on the daily chart could be notable. For right now, this is perfectly healthy, and we should look for the bulls to continue their uptrend. As someone who's looking for the bear move, I wish they would give it to us, but I'd prefer it to occur during regular trading hours so I can take advantage of it. Here they gapped it down, and I hate when they do that because where's your risk? You know what I mean? You have to play what the market gives you, and I played that bounce. So we'll see what the bulls can do going into the rest of the week. Right now, this is completely bullish. Coming out of that buy zone off the 20. Looks beautiful. Weekly chart. If we continue to push up, that's just a wick of buying. And we could continue to push up on a weekly chart too. So, yeah, no red flags at all. Now I'm going to go over to NASDAQ. So if you are trying to short any of the indexes, in my opinion, this is the one I would short. But this is still bullish. I wouldn't even consider shorting this right now. Still have that weekly bearish divergence. Right now, the weekly chart is wicking off that A exponential. Came into this buy zone. Bulls are buying out of it. This still looks good. Like I said, the volume is not concerning at all. This can change at any moment. Like I said, we have the jobless claims numbers coming out tomorrow, a whole bunch of Fed speakers all week, and other information on Friday. But right now, you have to play what the market's showing you, and right now it's saying there's nothing to be worried about. We're holding the 20 on the daily. Came into the buy zone twice here as well. Pushed out of it. Daily inside bar, bull break in the after hours. We'll see what the bulls can push into tomorrow. This is the one you'd want to short just because it's relatively weak compared to ES right now. So, but right now this is still bullish too. I'm starting to lean towards that we come up, push, make another all-time high. Unless the bears come out with high volume and tell me otherwise. Going down to the 4-hour chart, same deal. They were low, lower high, higher low, bull break, and seeing what extent of this the bulls can push up. NQ does have a lot of resistance though. You can see that. We grinded sideways for a while, so I'd imagine the bulls are going to struggle to try to break to a new all-time high versus ES right now. Now I'm going to go over Nvda. So on the weekly chart, still healthy consolidation. We're above the 8-period moving average. Just looking for our weekly higher low. We still have this weekly gap at some point that we'll fill. Timing that could be a little bit of a challenge. Daily chart, like I was saying yesterday, we closed below the 20 and the 8. Today, we closed it below it again. So pushed up, wicked off of it, and closed below. This is showing that it's weak. In the after hours, we are up on this as well as the overall market, but this is relatively weak right now. You can see it just in this chart. This compared to SPY, it's sort of night and day. Like SPY had the bull break off the 20-period moving average, filled the gap, and right now SPY's at the top of the gap, still pushing up. Whereas Nvda, it's further away from its all-time highs. So we dropped almost 10%. Right now we closed 8% down. And even in the after hours, we're nowhere near the high of this candle. So bears are definitely taking hold of this. There's profit taking. The thing is, there's not a lot of volume still. This volume's really low. Like I was saying yesterday, go back a whole month. And that's what bulls want to see as far as volume on consolidation. So who's to say that we don't just chop around here and then break to another all-time high? You can see that we're still weak even on the 4-hour chart. We're below the 20 and the 50. We're just starting to regain the 8 or try to. But like I said, volume's low. So this could be just consolidating off of there. Sellers are trying to get this to look like a double top as far as your all-time high up here. But volume's low. So I'm looking on the 2-day chart. Like I said, I don't really use this too much, but if you look here, we're still pulling back, looking for our higher low compared to this low down here. So with that chop that one day where I said we changed the trend to the bears as far as the daily, the volume's still not there. So I'm looking at this on the 2-day chart, that this is potentially setting up for our higher low. Bulls want to hold a 20, obviously. We've held that the whole time on this run up. Ideally, hold the low over here. Ideally, hold the low of 876.2 and then push up. With that push up on the daily as well, that would get us likely closing over these moving averages again and be a false signal. This is not a good look right now. It's a little choppy. Like you can see, pulled back, formed a base. Bulls tried to establish the higher low on the daily. Bears rejected. Confirmed, in my opinion, a trend change. Bulls again tried to confirm that this was their daily higher low. Pushed up today, broke that high. Bears sold it off. So it's getting a little choppy, which is why I went to the 2-day chart. Try to get some more clarity here. And we're still looking for a higher low over there. So that's the chart I would try to keep an eye on for now, since we are a little choppier on the 1-day chart. and see if that gives us a better indication of where this is going in the future. Bulls have a lot of work to do though, so we're in an hourly downtrend. You can see that here. You have higher high compared to here, so again, chop, higher low, lower high, bear break. Not much follow through. We're pushing up again, so bulls would want to break these candles over here and then break the high day of yesterday to start getting any kind of momentum. Now I'm going to go over Tesla, and this is one I really wanted to trade today. I'm annoyed a little bit at Pal shaking me out of my position here. It's filling that gap. This is what I wanted to see, and Pal made some comments that shook the whole market, stopped me out of my runners on here, and I was shooting for that gap up. If this continues to push up, like the market's pushing up now, and say we're bullish after the jobs numbers, this could be a little island reversal down here. We just leave this go. If we gap up, bears push it down for the daily lower high, bulls take some profit, and then we, continue to rip. Like an initial push down, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You don't want to see them absolutely flush this thing. But this is starting to look pretty bullish, not going to lie. As far as like building a base, so you had your low down here with the inverse head and shoulders, bull break, came down, they held it. Then they had their deliveries miss, which gapped them down over here into the buy zone again. Bulls are still buying down here. And in the after hours, we're above this gap. So for me personally to trade this, I think I'm going to wait until I get a better indication that we're changing some kind of trend. So, a daily trend change at least. So whatever push we get here, we're likely to set a daily lower high compared to this high over here. So we could push up, set our lower high, and then I'll be scouting a higher low if we get a big enough push up, and then maybe load up on there and play that break. I want to be cautious right now. Like I said, we have a lot of things that can move the market the rest of these 2 days, so I'm not overly anxious to get into a position, even though it could pan out and pay pretty good. Like right now, I could have been getting paid on those calls for this week, but like I said, Pal kind of shook me out. I was in them right here, and it was ripping up. I scaled out. I was leaving some runners for the full gap fill, and then he said some things that shook me out over here. So, and I had issues right here with TD Ameritrade where they let me know that they were having slight delays from the options exchange regarding fills and cancellations. And I was trying to enter and exit positions during this time, and it wasn't showing it. And to me, that's adding risk to my trade. So I don't like not knowing what's going on. I can't see if they got filled or not. So I closed everything out and just said I'm done for the day. And I would have got stopped out. This flush down here. It's unfortunate how the market's trading right now, but it is what it is. Win on today. There's always another trade. That's the mindset to have. You don't need to kill it every single day. Base hits, put you in the Hall of Fame. Just stack the wins, and you'll have the home runs eventually. As far as Tesla, on the 4-hour chart, we have our push down. We're coming up. We're very likely to set a 4-hour lower high as well. We were oversold on the 4-hour. Looking to see how much follow through we get, and maybe get a 4-hour trend change as well. I'd be a buyer if it gets enough follow through here on the push up. I am bullish Tesla. This is one of the stocks I really want to have a long-term position in, but given the scenarios and how I'm looking for a correction in the markets, I can't see being overly anxious to get into a position right now. So just going to take it day by day and see what opportunity arises. But you can see on Tesla's chart, even though long-term, bigger picture, the weekly, monthly, daily, it's all bearish compared to stocks like Nvda. But Nvda is relatively weak compared to the market, where this has relative strength compared to the market. This looks good. I think it could be forming a base down here and try to get some kind of push up. You can see that buyers are still committing to this zone down here. So that wick came into it today. This zone's good. It's holding up pretty well. And now I'm going to go over CGC. And the marijuana sector is absolutely ripping right now. I'm a little disappointed that I did not catch this move, but it is what it is. So like I was saying yesterday on CGC, we could easily just push to a new high here, and that's exactly what happened today. With how volatile these stocks are, they really move up 30% on a day. Massive move on shares. But we have some bearish divergence on the daily to just keep an eye on. That doesn't mean we have to come down. These stocks are really hot right now, and like I said, we're coming into an election year. There's a lot of catalysts for this sector that could really get it moving. I'm not trading CGC at all. It's definitely the one. It's definitely one that you can make a lot of money on. We're holding the 8 exponential, so as long as the daily chart's above that, we're in a momentum trade on the daily chart, and you don't want to see that loss. Big bull candle, closed at the highs. Right now in the after hours, we're trading at 1135, so we're gapping up. This looks good. At some point, this will top out, but this volume is massive right now. You can see it. Even like here, this little pump up that we did to short squeeze, this is significantly higher. We could actually go on a really big run here in cannabis. Going down to the hourly chart, if you're scouting an entry and you're not in, me personally, I would look for a higher low on the hourly. Like wait for some kind of consolidation. You don't want to just chase and then try to play the continuation. I'm not sure we'll get it, but I can see this being the buy zone for an hourly higher low. It'll be a deeper pullback, one you really don't want to see for further continuation though, but if we can get down to this green zone right here, this buy zone, I think that we can get an initial reaction at least. We pushed up into it, rejected. You can see there's wicks here, wick here. Then once we got below it, we tried to push up into it, rejected, tried again, rejected, tried again, rejected, tried again, rejected, tried again, rejected, and then we finally broke out of it. So I'd imagine that this area right here would not be a bad entry for a buy if we get a pullback. But like I said, at that point, you're looking at, like say we top out here, if we come down there, our golden pocket's there, which gives it a little bit more weight as well. But the problem is you would have given back most of your moves, so you'd be looking for something like this, a lower high, chop around. So you wouldn't be looking for continuation to get down there, but that's a buy zone I'm going to keep out for now, just in case. I'm not crazy about trading CGC. The marijuana sector is actually the sector that I first started trading when I got into trading 7 years ago. Pre-legalization in Canada, that's what I started trading, so it was a wild ride and a lot of lessons learned through blood, sweat, and tears, them diluting, and the hype going away. It's the first hype sector I traded and taught me a lot of things that I implement into my trading today. So now I'm going to go over Msos. With it being the new month, we have our push up to a higher high, higher low, and we're trying to break this level right here of 1064 to continue this monthly uptrend. On the weekly chart, like I said, I would love for them to reject up here. I don't know if they're going to, but it'd be nice if we could reject, pull back, get a weekly higher low to play off of. So we have something closer to risk as far as our stops. Let the 20 period moving average come up, and then place our stops below that weekly higher low, and then play the break. That's what I ideally would like for a better trade entry, and I would long Msos in the small account as well as my main account. But right now I still have no entries in marijuana. On the daily chart, we pushed up, and right now we came down, broke the low. This could be our daily higher low, wicking off the 8 exponential. And like I said, this is the most key level right now, 1064. Bulls want to see that break to continue the monthly uptrend, weekly uptrend, daily uptrend. This looks good. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to go over the markets in a general overview and things that are going on the rest of this week, cover a couple tickers. I'm going to make a separate video entirely for SMCI because I think that's a stock that we should definitely keep a close eye on, and I want to elaborate a lot more on that. So, but before I end this video, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Like I said, it really helps the channel grow, and I'm trying to help more people ultimately. So by you doing that, you're helping me and lets me know to continue to do these videos. And if you're not in the Discord, like I said, it's completely free for right now. Links in the description below. I post my thoughts and entries, exits, how much I made on the trades percentage wise, because it's all relative to your account. It's not the dollar signs. You don't want to risk too much of your account. So, obviously, a 5% move on a $1,000 trade is not the same as $10,000. It's all relative, and putting on 10,000 is relative to the account size you have. So focus on the percentages. You don't want to risk too much of your account on any individual trade. Continue to reflect on your trades, what you could have done better, and continue to grow. And don't worry about the dollar wins. It'll happen. You'll compound your account and you'll get there. But links in the description below. Check it out. It's completely free for right now. So take advantage of this. And until next time, I wish you all the best in the market.